With the perfect mixture of style and whatever your favorite team was, this was the first way you can really express your team pride and be fly at the same time. This is one of the first symbols you can do that with starter jackets.
The starter jacket is currently the most popular jacket around. Students proudly wear the names of their favorite pro sports team. But wearing this jacket can mean trouble.
These kids having problems walking to and from school without somebody riding up, putting a gun to the head, taking their jacket.
Starter jackets, a 90s phenomenon, one of the main fashion pieces back then. Got a great story behind it. What up, y'all? Your boy C Jack City here with another episode of Uptown Alley Fashion. Today, we talking about the legendary, back in the day, starter jackets. These jackets had the colorways, had the team logos, and it instantly became a favorite for guys that watch sports all the time, like myself and others, and people, just the culture. We all wore starter jackets back in the day.
Now you're in the NFL when you get into your NFL team jacket by Starter.
And it wasn't just the athletes and football fans, it was celebrities, the kids, the coaches, the media. We all gravitated to these jackets. So at this time, if you was like stylish, you was a fly guy, and you had a favorite sports team, this was the perfect blend. This was perfect for you, because starter jackets was a merge of that. Team pride and fashion. It was founded and started in 1971 by David Beckham. And it came out originally, they was just doing stuff for high school and college teams. It wasn't until the early 80s, they came out with the satin jackets, and them things took off.
Starter has such an emotional attachment to all things pop culture.
Throughout the late 80s and early 90s, starter jackets started going out the roof, man. Teams like the Chicago Bulls, who we all know who was on the Bulls, Michael, Scotty, like Michael Jordan was a brand within himself. The San Francisco 49ers also was crazy in the 80s and early 90s. Jerry Rice, they went from Joe Montana to Steve Young. Y'all know, the sports guys, y'all know what it is. Those two teams, everybody was either a Chicago Bull fan or a Knicks fan. And in football, if you wasn't a Cowboy fan, you was a 49er fan. That's just how it went.
A Dallas Cowboys starter jacket in probably the early 90s. I got that jacket, and I remember it's probably 3 sizes too big, and it was one of the happiest moments of my entire life.
The starter jackets took a hold of that. Those were the main jackets. And the Pittsburgh joints. Celebrities and a lot of hip-hop artists played a great role in stamping pretty much the starter jackets in fashion.
Funkmaster Flex here to give you a quick hat lesson. Yo, this is Jazzy Jeff. And how did I get my starter hat to look like this?
Mainstream hip-hop artists like Pop and LL had them on their music videos, perform on stage with them. Diddy, Run DMC. Once these are people of influence. Once these guys had these starter jackets on, that's pretty much that was it. That's the cool thing to do, was to wear the starter jacket.
Let us dress as New Yorkers.
Go look at Coming to America. You remember the scene with Hakeem and Simi first got to New York and they went to the store and came out, they had on starter jackets. Culturally, the starter jacket just grew a life of its own. It got to a point to where people became fans of teams and players because they liked the starter jacket. Like, that was the reason they watched sports. That was the reason they became a fan, because the jacket was fresh. That's how tight they were.
I'm coming home with a red Chicago Bulls starter jacket, bro. And I know you know about the starter jackets. You feel what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Y'all gotta realize, y'all. This is in the late 80s, early 90s. This is when Michael Jordan is literally growing the NBA brand and expanding it globally. This is around the Dream Team time. This is guys like Ken Griffey Jr. going crazy in baseball. This is when Jerry Rice has solidified himself as literally the GOAT of football. While these guys are elevating their sport, they're indirectly growing starter's brand. Like, it started out just, I'm trying to just rep my team. This is what I'm rocking with. I'm gonna wear this. But it was so clean, it became a fashion statement. It became a piece. Like, if you ain't got no starter jacket, what you doing? You at the game with no starter jacket on? Leave. There were a million designs and a million starter jackets. I mean, think about all the sports teams, so of course. But it was certain ones that stood out at the top of the pyramid. The Oakland Raiders. Back then, I think they was the Los Angeles Raiders. Bo Jackson was going crazy back then. He had shoes to go with the jacket. The Cowboys, of course, always was popular, America's team. Their starter jacket was always going crazy with the triplets. Troy, Emmett, Michael Irvin. No disrespect to the Cowboys, but all disrespect. We skins over here. Commanders, whatever you want to call it. But if you wasn't a Cowboy fan or wasn't a Niner fan, you probably was a Pittsburgh fan because Cordell and Jerome Bettis was going crazy and that Pittsburgh jacket was going crazy. Starter actually expanded their brand beyond sports. They went to Disney and the MTV field, just in pop culture in general. They started making jackets for all them. If you remember the movie Mighty Ducks, about a fictional hockey team, the movie was so big in the culture, Starter made a jacket for them. One was two-tone and one had the stars on the sleeve. The popping colors and the team logos made the jacket stand out and made, you know what I'm saying, you knew what kind of jacket you had on from afar, and it made it highly coveted. People wanted to wear them, people wanted to buy them. And also Looney Tunes, crazy, right? Bugs Bunny in them, that's crazy. Starter jackets got so big here, it even went overseas. It went international. It was bringing fans together from all over the world. From the trenches of Tokyo to the trenches of Europe, it became one of our cultural symbols of America. Like in Tokyo and Europe, they wasn't really sporty like that. So the fact that it got over there and became a fashion staple for them, that was a big deal.
Anytime you mention the satin jacket, people quickly go into their story about the one they used to own and all the, I mean, we even had somebody go as far as to say they used to steal it.
Now as the late 90s came apart to the early 2000s, fashion kind of changed a little bit to where the sports part of fashion, people just went to go get their favorite jersey of their favorite player of their favorite team. They just went straight to the point. Started kind of caught a decline a little bit because new brands emerged, you know, Averex was getting popular. We had an episode on that. Other outerwear jackets like North Face and other jackets, the ski jackets were more popular at the time as Starter was starting to decline a little bit.
Yeah, I wear Starters, but not because I seen them coming back, because I decided to wear them and now they're coming back coincidentally. I'm not saying I'm the reason for that.
Well, also, I think we spoke about this in a previous episode. We're living in a time now where everything's in play from every era of fashion. So guess what? The Starter jackets are back in play. Everybody's picking vintage pieces from different times of fashion, from the 80s, from the 70s. So this late 80s, early 90s, Starter jackets, they're coming back in style. You can put them together as creative as you want and put your own thing. You can throw a chain on with it with a white tee. That's what I would do. So if you got some that you never gave away to Goodwill and you still had in your closet, in the attic or somewhere, don't give it away. Go pull that thing out. It might be a little young, it might be a little short, but go ahead and put that thing back on or sell it. It's some real estate on that. It might not have the same buzz it had back in the day when they first came out, when they hit their peak. But because we live in a time like we are now, like I just said, you got 90s parties you go to. This is one of the staples of the 90s. Like, this is a 90s piece. If you go to a 90s party, you have in the fall, or it's gotta be seasonal. If you go to a 90s party in the winter, in the fall, you definitely gonna set it off by wearing a Starter jacket. That's just the whole 90s. It continues to be a symbol of the 90s culture and the perfect merge of sports and style. Slack time. Subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the notification bell. Hashtag UPTAF. Let's get it. What up? Your boy C Jack City here for the hot drop of the week. For all my hoopers, I know y'all know when the summertime come after the NBA Finals, all the top dogs in the league, they go hoop in the Drew League. Kobe been there, LeBron, DeRozan, Kyrie, they all go there every year. Guess what? They got their own merch. So check out the Drew Crew at drewleaguestore.com. Man, they got the hats and they got the shirts. They have a 50th anniversary shirt on there. I'm gonna tell you something, fellas. Hoopers, ladies too, hoopers. If you can't shoot 40% behind the 3-point line, don't buy it. If you can't handle that jump like Kyrie and finish with both hands, don't buy it. This is for real hoopers only. After you finish in the gym, you can throw the hoodie on. After you finish dropping 50 ball on somebody in the first half, you can throw the shirt and the hat on. Go check them boys out.